Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Janda, and please welcome to our Operation Freedom platform, WeThePeopleProcessing.com. You know, are you tired of being threatened to be canceled just because you have a company focused on liberty and freedom? Well, worry no more, folks. WeThePeopleProcessing.com is your go-to merchant services, freedom-based company to provide business service payment solutions. We the People Processing provides their clients a cancel culture-free platform which is domestically based. They provide competitive rates, no contracts with next-day funding, a fully vetted and like-minded financial infrastructure, and full support for integrations, implementation, and e-commerce efforts. Bottom line, WeThePeopleProcessing.com focuses on defending your company's free market growth, values, and future. Check them out at www.WeThePeopleProcessing.com. Once you're on the site, enter in password Operation Freedom or call 855-499-2024. That's WeThePeopleProcessing.com. Then, when on the website, enter Operation Freedom as your password or call 855-499-2024.
Mr. President-elect,
go ahead.
Can you state
She's
categorically?
asking a question.
Mr. President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be
You are
rude.
attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude. No, I'm not going to give you a
question.
question. I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Janda. Welcome back to Dave versus the MSM. I'd like to thank you for joining me today. You can join us for the radio show every Sunday from 2 to 5 Eastern. It's live and it's free. Go to davejanda.com, hit the Listen Live button, takes you to Wham Talk 1600 streaming service. Hit play, you're with us. Great guests, great analysis, information you're never going to get through the bought-off lamestream fake media. In addition, we have this channel, what's left of it. As you have continued to see, they continue to suppress view counts. They continue to suppress notifications. They continue to suppress comments. This is why davejanda.com is your go-to location for our phenomenal, unparalleled content. The analysis we have given to you on every front throughout all these years. You know, Operation Freedom is now 11 years old. 11 years of bringing information that the deep state wants deep-sixed. We bring that information to you to enhance your freedoms, what's left of them, liberties, what's left of them, and your health and wellness, what's left of it. And this is where the most recent attack has been. I hope you'll join us at davejanda.com 24/7 and become part of our subscription platform. It's $9 a month. It's priceless. Get it for a month. If you don't like it, get rid of it. But I don't know why. Because the information you get, you will never see, hear, read, or experience in the bought-off lamestream fake media, or for that matter, on most other platforms anywhere on this planet. We bring unique experience, insight, and background of our guests and myself only to davejanda.com. The title of today's presentation is Medicine, 1951 and 2020. Nothing has changed. Oh, this is going to get the medical industrial complex so mad. Yeah, there's been a lot that's changed. But based on what's happened over the past year and three-quarter, the medical delivery system credibility has been completely decimated. Lie after lie. I have to be careful, remember. I can't say, and I can't say, otherwise the video's down, the channel's down. This is why we put up a free video in addition at davejanda.com, the Operation Freedom Briefing. Used to be on this platform. Cannot. Why? Because of this. Go there. At least you get the free stuff. The free interviews with Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Richard Fleming, Dr. Peter McCullough, Tom Renz, one of the top attorneys in our country, going after these totalitarian thugs and how they're trying to strip you of your health and wellness. I recently got this text from a friend of mine. We need to do some type of exposure on this, Dave. 1951, it was said, 4 out of 5, this ad campaign by the tobacco industry, 4 out of 5 doctors recommend Camel cigarettes. Yet in 2021, nothing's really changed. 16 to 17 FDA regulators recommends experimenting on children. Yeah. What were they talking about? Let me play an audio clip from you. I did a little digging on an advertising campaign that ran in 1951 that included physicians and physician organizations about how smoking was safe. Yeah. Let me play it for you.
What cigarette do you smoke? You'll be interested to know how the doctors of America answered that question. Tens of thousands of doctors in all parts of the country, in every state of the union. Doctors in every branch of medicine were asked, what cigarette do you smoke, doctor? In this nationwide survey of general practitioners, surgeons, throat specialists, diagnosticians, and so on, the brand named most was Camel. Yes, according to this survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Try Camels yourself. Make the one sensible cigarette test. Make your own 30-day Camel mildness test in your T-zone. Smoke only Camels for 30 days. Enjoy Camel's rich, full flavor. And see how well Camels agree with your throat. Pack after pack, week after week. See for yourself why Camels are so popular with the doctors of America.
Sick, isn't it? And how many people, how many millions of people bought into that? Did the AMA, did any physicians organization stand up to those ads? No. Did individual doctors in 1951 rise up and say, wait, no, because they were smoking Camel cigarettes and telling, when their patients asked them, and let me give you a good example. One of my uncles, one of my favorite uncles, one day, when I was very young, he was in the hospital, and I was allowed in to see him. And he was in his hospital bed, and he dangled his feet over and had asked me to hop up and sit next to him. And he told me that he had been diagnosed with something called lung cancer and that he was going to die. He told me it was because he had smoked cigarettes. He smoked Camel cigarettes and Lucky Strike cigarettes. I asked him, being a little guy, I said, well, Uncle George, why did you smoke? And George was smaller in stature. And he said, well, I was told that if I smoked, it would make me grow taller. And as I really didn't grow taller, my doctor told me that it was okay that I smoked. He smoked. It was one of the reasons actually why I ended up going into medicine. Because in that conversation, my Uncle George said to me, Dave, you in your young life have showed that you really care about people. You should go into medicine. But don't be like my doctor was. Be a doctor that tells people the truth, that looks into matters. You see, when he was told all that, and when this ad campaign ran in 1951, there were no long-term studies that were even spoken about. And here we are in 2021, in the government and the medical industrial complex are pushing another kind of cigarette. This one you don't put in your mouth, you put it in your arm. And they're telling you it's safe. But there's no long-term studies. No. On the adult form of the cigarette in your arm, the studies were 6 to 9 months long. You call that long-term? I don't. But they're telling you it's safe, it's effective. 4 out of 5, 1951, 4 out of 5 doctors say, yeah, this is what we do. You should do it too. Yeah. 4 out of 5 doctors tell you to jump off a cliff. You're going to jump off a cliff? Think. And now in 2021, 6 to 9 months is the long-term follow-up studies. We're back to 1951. I've always told you, if you want to get it. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. But whatever you do, make your decision based on comprehensive, informed consent. Don't just say, take the word of a doc or take anybody's word. Research it. That's what we do at DaveJanda.com. We do a tremendous amount of research, put it on the table and say, you decide. Only you know your medical history and health. And what you want for you. You have to assess the benefits and the risks. And that's what we put on the table. But I'll tell you something. I've dealt in Washington since 1988 when I went to Washington to work on a healthcare policy during the Reagan administration to work with Surgeon General C. Everett Koop, a real Surgeon General who cared about people, that wasn't a bought-off streetwalker for the pharmaceutical industry. At this FDA hearing last week about kids and the cigarette in their arm, this is what one of the panel members said. Of all the things, I've experienced a tremendous amount and seen it evil in D.C. in that swamp for 33 years? When I heard this, and I played it on my radio show a number of times this past Sunday. When I heard this at the FDA hearing, I recorded it, it made me sick because this is the most evil thing I've ever heard. This is about the cigarette in the arm for the kids. This is from a panel member. Quote, "We're never going to learn about how safe the cigarette in the arm is until we start giving it. That's just the way it goes." End quote. Let's think of that. It's not guinea pigs. It's guinea kids. We have come nowhere from 1951. Nowhere. And in a vote of 17-0 with one abstention, they said, for experimental use, we're going to authorize this. Not approve it, but authorize it. The data they presented, the follow-up, the long-term follow-up, there were 2 data sets they presented. One 2 months long and one 2 weeks long. I kid you not. Just as no long-term data was presented to the public in 1951 about smoking and its ultimate hazards that has led to untold pain and suffering and death. Cardiovascular, pulmonary, lung. There are no long-term studies for the cigarettes in the arm. There's already pain, suffering, and death associated with this. People need to be educated. They need to be informed. And the medical industrial complex has been negligent just as they were in 1951. You can't rely on the medical system to inform you with the facts. And if you decide to take the cigarette in the arm, go right ahead. We're not saying we've never told anybody, don't get it. We've never told anybody to get it. But we have told people, you must be comprehensively informed before you can make a reasonable decision. Because it is your life and your choice. But many people smoked because they thought it was, yeah, I know it seems hard to believe, but true. The safe thing to do. Because their doctor said it was okay. Because they, trusted their doc. And the same is happening today. Do your own research. Be comprehensively informed. And then you decide. And just remember what was said. Quote, we're never going to learn about how safe it is until we start giving it. That's just the way it goes. End quote. That was a panel member speaking about the administration of this to kids. That is sick. I hope you'll join us at davejanda.com. Every Tuesday morning, we put up another free video on our Operation Freedom Briefing. We have our free interviews there for you that we're part of the subscription service we've now made public as a public service. Every time you go to davejanda.com, you are giving the bird to the deep state. Why? Because their goal is to have you uninformed, misinformed, disinformed, and an easier target for them. And that's why they despise me and why they despise davejanda.com. Because we flip them the bird. Because we give you honest, independent facts, data, and science so you can be better informed to make a decision for your life and your family's lives. And frankly, the future of our country's life. Until next time, Dave Janda signing off. Dream big and dare to fail. Thanks for your time today.